It's time already for another appointment. It's crazy at this point. It just feels like we have appointments constantly. I had my blood work yesterday. Thankfully, I think I have like all of the results back already, so we'll be able to go over that. I did end up getting canceled on. My midwife had like an emergency, so she's not able to see me today, but thankfully the lady scheduling was able to find someone else who had availability today, because literally like they called me 2 hours ago and like I'm having to leave now for the appointment to pick up my husband from work. I didn't get much of a heads up, but thankfully we were able to find someone. So it actually is an OB. So this is the first time that I will be seeing someone who's not a midwife. So I'm really curious to see how the care might be different. And we're also going to like a different location. So that's going to be interesting. I'm so glad my husband is able to go, because I would be panicking if I had to go by myself to a whole new location, seeing a new person, seeing an OB and not a midwife, like feeling like I don't know what to expect. It is exciting. We're 37 weeks technically. As you guys know, it's like I'm kind of going based off of two different due dates. So based off of the hospital, like what they're going, based off of I am 37 weeks. Based off of what I'm going off of, I would be 37 weeks tomorrow. Excited for another appointment. I do have a headache and I have a feeling it's only going to get worse with this drive. So I will update you how this appointment goes. All right guys, so I'm done with the appointment. It went well. I didn't film anything because honestly my head has been hurting and I just didn't really feel like filming. Bob wants to join in and say hi. You are so cute. Thank you. So like I said, I did see an OB this time, so that was a little bit different, but they did all the same things. So his heart rate was 140. He is still head down, which is great, and he's kind of like, his back's over here, legs are over here, same way that he's been for the past like 5 weeks. She said I was measuring 36 weeks for the fundal height measurement, which is good, fine. They offered a flu shot today, but otherwise, guys, she was literally in the exam room with me for 3 minutes. My appointment was 3 minutes. And she did talk about the blood work. I know I said that was my main thing. I didn't have any questions this week, especially with seeing someone else. I'm just not comfortable bringing up questions, but honestly, I didn't have any questions this week, especially after just meeting with my doula and talking through things with her. That was helpful. But she said the blood work all looked good. Electrolytes looked good, red blood cell count and everything, because we were worried like maybe I could be anemic and that could be causing some of my symptoms. I think what it is I'm pregnant. And so my heart rate gets elevated by not doing much just because there's a lot going on. We are done with that. And then the last thing we have this week is my cardiologist appointment. You'll see me next whenever I do something pregnancy related. I am officially 37 weeks today. I'm feeling the pressure and the desire to be nesting. I'm tired. Didn't sleep the greatest last night, which is every night. I want to get things done. So I made a little list for myself, and I wanted to share with you guys something that has been helping me. As I was getting towards the end of this 3rd trimester, I was getting overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that needed to be done. So what I have done is I made this little to-do list, and I have it organized based off of the weeks of pregnancy. I started this at 35 weeks pregnant. My to-dos for that week was to set up the car seat, install the base, and like kind of practice so we know how to use the car seat, to start packing our hospital bags, and to send baby shower thank you cards. For 36 weeks, it was to finish packing my hospital bags, for Brandon to pack his hospital bag, to pack the baby's hospital bag, buy remaining baby essentials. That's kind of hard to like fully check off. Meet with our doula and make the final birth plan. 37 weeks, thrift more newborn clothes. I did go ahead and check that off. Me and my best friend the other day, after doing blood work, we got quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but I didn't need a ton of newborn clothes, and I feel pretty good now, so I'm gonna continue. My husband and I are actually gonna go thrifting this evening, so I'm sure I'll probably buy more, but I feel like I don't need a ton of newborn clothes, but I wanna be prepared in case he is, you know, wearing newborn clothes for like a solid month. Set up our nursery nook, set up the bassinet in the bedroom, set up a basket of like diapering supplies, burp cloths, and breastfeeding supplies. I want to stock up my nightstand with like breastfeeding supplies and snacks and that kind of stuff. Sterilized pump, sterilized bottles, prep postpartum snacks. I have some snacks that I want to make, like homemade granola bars, protein balls, muffins, that kind of stuff. Make a postpartum chore list for people coming to help. I did this yesterday. I printed off 2 of these. I showed this to you already yesterday. That is done. Make instructions for our dishwasher, our washer and dryer, and label like where cleaning supplies are and things. So that's like halfway done. This is not necessary, but to try to cut down on how much like we have to tell people when people are coming to help. Just wanted to make it easier for people to help, essentially, because I know it's something that I would be a little bit like overwhelmed by if I was trying to help someone and like not sure how to work their dishwasher, because ours is like a little funky too, and like where do I find the broom and stuff like that. So I have like some instructions on where to find stuff on this paper, and then I have like, I'm starting to go around labeling like where things are so that people can help and not feel like they have to keep like coming to me and asking like, where's this? How do I work this? Call pediatricians, basically pick out where we're going for a pediatrician, because I thought I had someone in mind, and then I realized yesterday, because I called trying to check that off my list and found out they don't even have pediatricians there. They do have some like physician's assistants who can see babies, but I just want to find like an actual pediatrician. Buy babies coming home outfit. That's just a fun thing, but I'm very excited about that. I think we're gonna try to do that today. And then prep a postpartum basket for the bathroom. There's more stuff for 38 weeks, but this is taking a long time to read through, and you get the gist. Essentially, I've got stuff on the to-do list broken down by week, and the last week that I have like to-dos is for 38 weeks, just in case I don't go, you know, beyond 38 weeks. I don't want to have stuff that has to be done that is on my list to do at 39 weeks and 40 weeks, and then, you know, have my baby and not have those things done. We're gonna try to get stuff done. I have a lot of things on the to-do list for 37 weeks. I need to add one more thing to this list, and then let's talk about and do the things for today. On the list for today, usually I pick one thing to do each day because I'm just so tired that that's all that feels achievable, and typically I will end up doing more than that, but it just like makes things easier. I'm feeling inspired, so I have 4 things on the list for today, and this is all just specifically nesting stuff. I did have some cleaning and stuff I want to do too, so we'll see. There's no way I'm gonna get it all done because I'm tired. On the list for today, organize cleaning supplies / the cleaning cabinet. Going along with like labeling stuff, I'm realizing that some of my stuff is not organized very well. I just want to make it, again, easy for people who are helping to find things. And then the next thing on the list is related to that, and it is to label the cabinets then where stuff is. The third thing is to make a postpartum bathroom basket. So basically something that I'm just gonna keep like on top of the toilet, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stock it with like pads and like the little ice, like padsicle type things, and just all of that kind of stuff, so that is ready to go in the bathroom, because that's something I would always do for my periods. I would have like a little period basket waiting on top of the toilet. And then the 4th thing on the list, and the final thing for today, is to find a pediatrician. So I'm gonna try to call around, figure out how to do that. Honestly, I feel silly. I definitely like overcomplicate things. I don't know what I even have to do to find a pediatrician, and like at what point, because I'm assuming, I mean, you want to have them before you actually give birth. You're supposed to see them so soon after birth. Like, how can you do that if you're not like in their system or anything? I don't know. I'm going to figure out the details about that. And like when you look stuff up online, they say, you know, schedule like a meeting with different pediatricians so you can talk to them. But it's like, I'm not sure if that's one of those things that like the internet just like suggests to do, but that's not something that people actually do, if that makes sense. I want to pick someone who I'm comfortable with and who I feel is going to do a good job taking care of my baby and educating me. Like, I think that's a big one, is I want someone who is very good at educating, because some doctors don't educate at all, even though I feel like that is kind of part of your job as a doctor. That's just my personal feeling on it. But let's get started on this list. So we are in the bathroom. I'm going to start with making this postpartum basket. Like I said, it's gonna go here on top of the back of the toilet. And I just figured we'll start there, because then that frees up some space in our cabinet that is being taken up by all the postpartum stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill it up, and then I will show you the finished product and what all I have in there. All right guys, sorry if the lighting is kind of weird in here. We've got lights behind me and the window here, but as you can see, I finished the basket. So I'll just show you what all is in here. Obviously, it takes up a lot of space. The main thing that's taking up the space are these. These big things are from the brand Freedom Mom, and they're basically like those padsicles that, like, so you could make this, but I like that they're gonna be really absorbent versus those padsicles that you make. Obviously, by putting the stuff like on the pad, you're kind of taking away from that absorbency, and you want them to be able to absorb, but also cool. So I've got a couple of those in here. I'm packing the rest of them. I think I left half for here, and then half I packed in my hospital bag. And then I've got my hot water bottle, which will probably be put to use. I put a couple Depends in here, and then like regular pads. And then I have these cooling like hemorrhoid pads with witch hazel. So also, once I run out of these, if I still want that, you know, that's something that you can put like in the Depends or on your pad or whatever. So that's basically all that I have in this basket. Just keeping that right there so it will be ready to go when I come home postpartum. I also did organize our cabinet. It wasn't too bad, really. Hello Bob, get out of our towels. So the towels were all ready, pretty organized. And then we've got like washcloths and like an extra hand towel thing. And then just all of our cleaning supplies are in one place now, not so spread out. So I'm going to label this cabinet, cleaning supplies and towels. So because it is a new week, I had to show you guys our little bump update. I don't think that he has dropped yet, but it does typically happen earlier in first-time moms, so I am expecting around like maybe next week that he will start to drop. So that will be interesting to see my belly change. Bob wants to join. Hi Bob. I have finished labeling the cabinets, so I'm going to show you how those look. Really simple. Again, like we don't have to overcomplicate things. I just cut out pieces of paper and wrote on them with a Sharpie and taped them to the cabinets. It can be simple, but I think it will help postpartum. You're so cute, Bob. So here are the bathroom cabinets. Again, it's not fancy. You can see where I have the tape rolled up. Cleaning supplies, towels, washcloths. This closet has mop pads, kitchen towels, cleaning cloths. Again, really simple, not fancy, just little things to help in the future. So we are all done with that. The next thing and the last thing I have on the list is making calls, figuring out the pediatrician. I will update you after that, but obviously there's not really anything to film with that. So I am feeling pretty good and pretty productive though. So I am currently at the thrift store. We will consider this a part of nesting. I need to find a baby bathtub. I'm looking for some different types of baby swaddles, more newborn clothes. I think that's mostly all. I have a little list going, so let's go look for stuff for baby boy. So it is the next day. We are in the nursery, as you can see. I am so happy with our nursery. Like, it just makes me so happy. The blues, all of the beachy, ocean themed things. I will be making like a nursery tour video at some point because I was looking up inspiration for this type of nursery and I could not find very many videos with this type of style that wasn't like super beige, if that makes sense. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys a little haul of what I got. I know the last you saw, I was about to go thrifting and then I forgot to film anything yesterday evening. I will just show you what I got. I got a couple of pairs of pants, which I needed. 2 pairs of just little newborn pants, just a little black pair, and this little blue, which I've been loving blue, obviously. So we got those that are newborn size, so I feel better about my collection of newborn size clothes. This is 0 to 3 months, I think. Look how cute these are. They're like corduroy. They're like a green. I don't know how well you can see the actual color, but they're so cute. I was really excited about these. These are footless sleepers. Something that you might not think of with going to the hospital. You're your baby's gonna be wearing that like ankle security strap. So you might want to get footless sleepers because the ones with the feet might not fit over that. Sorry if the angle changed any, guys. My camera ran out of battery, so I'm gonna try to pick up where we left off. So these are the 2 sleepers that I got. They are newborn and they're not organic cotton, but they are 100% cotton. I'm picky. If you guys watch my channel, you know I try to go for 100% organic cotton, but cotton will do, or bamboo. But look how cute. I just can't believe that like this baby is like in me right now. Like he probably couldn't quite fit in this. These are both neutral, so I'm going to be washing these and packing them in my hospital bag for him. So we've got this one that just kind of has like little frogs and mushrooms and things, and it's just like brown and white. And then this one does not have a zipper, but I do kind of like these because you can just, you know, easily unsnap these to change their diaper. So that's kind of nice. And both of these have the little covers to cover their hands. And that one just has a little duck on it. A tip for you, I don't know. I have been doing this from the very beginning. As soon as I started thrifting baby clothes, I wash everything right away so that I didn't get to this point and have just tons of baby clothes to go through and wash and cut tags off of and organize. This is his closet. We have a closet and a dresser for him. But it's like, I don't know if you can see in there very well, but it's already organized by size and everything, and that stuff is all clean. So it's just been saving me some time now. I'm so glad that I've been doing this. Let's continue on. I got this little old man sweater. I just love to dress a little baby like a little old man. This is size 3 to 6 months. I love the green, and it will fit this fall and winter. Okay, this I was so excited to find because I've been wanting to get these. Another little tip, if you want to do what I'm doing, I'm a first-time mom, I don't know anything either, but I'm trying to have like multiple different types of swaddles. I'm not set on the idea of like the traditional swaddles because I don't want to totally interrupt that startle reflex, because it does seem to be good for their development to be able to do that reflex. So I do like the idea of something that does like, this still allows them to like have that little movement, but it does still restrict so they don't fully wake themselves up. And the nice thing about these swaddles, so this is called Love to Dream Swaddle Up. This is the small size, so it should fit him from birth to, it's 8 to 13 pounds. It's 100% cotton, it's got the zipper, and the nice thing about it is they can have their arms up kind of by their face without being able to scratch their face or anything either, because some of the traditional swaddles, they get swaddled with their arms just stuck by their side, and a lot of babies don't like that. So I was really excited to find this, and that is something I'm also gonna pack in my hospital bag for him. And then I was excited about this. This is Burt's Bees. So it is 100% organic cotton. It was 75 cents. And I will use this either as a bassinet sheet, or I might see if it fits on our changing pad, because I don't have any like sheets or whatever for the changing pad. And then the last thing we got was a baby bathtub, and it looks like a whale. I was kind of on the fence about getting a bathtub, but being first-time parents, not being super confident about like handling a little newborn baby, I just figured it's gonna help us to have something built for an infant, you know, for bathing them. So it was also $1.50 at a thrift store. So if you want to get a bathtub for your baby, I highly recommend thrifting one. There are always so many whenever I go thrifting. You can get them for super cheap. That is all for our little thrift haul. I'm gonna wash these clothes now. Good morning. We are 37 weeks and 4 days today. Hi, Bob. I wanted to talk about some of the things that I've been doing. Again, I've not really been filming myself doing them, but I'm gonna show you the finished product. Over the past couple days, I've been doing some nesting, and the big thing that I wanted to finish was putting together baskets. So I wanted 2 baskets, one for the living room, one for the bedroom, that have like all of the diaper changing supplies we need, and like breastfeeding supplies and snacks, all that kind of stuff, all of the things that are going to be used frequently, so I don't have to be like getting up a lot. I want to have kind of a station here in the living room that I'll probably be hanging out at a lot, and a station in the bedroom, because obviously I'm also going to be hanging out there a lot. So I'm going to show you the baskets, what all I put in them. And this is similar to like those postpartum carts that people make. I'm just using baskets because that's what I have. I don't want to buy something special just for it. So I'm going to show you the living room basket. Here is the basket. It's a pretty good size. So first I have some burp cloths. I just have a couple. I'll probably add some more to it. There's only 3 in here. I have diapers, obviously, size 1 diapers, and a pack of wipes. I have granola bars for snacks, a couple different kinds. I have some like nipple cream, and then I have some changes of clothes. So I have a couple pairs of socks, a couple little pairs of pants, and this is all just newborn stuff right now. A few onesies, just simple little onesies. I've got like 3, I think. So there's several like changes of clothes, so I don't have to like just take him to the nursery or the bedroom just to change him. I have a couple bibs in here too to maybe use if he's like spinning up a lot or drooling, just, you know, in general, babies are very messy. So we have that, and then the last thing I have in there is this changing pad, because again, I have like a actual changing pad it's in our bedroom, but like that will be used overnight, but otherwise when we're like in the living room, we're probably just gonna be changing his diapers on the couch. So we've got this changing pad to keep things clean. So that's in there as well. Like I said, I want to add a few more burp cloths in there, and I'll probably like add a few more snacks, and then we'll kind of just see with restocking it like what stuff gets used most often, if I need to add anything else in there. But I'm also going to show you the one that I have in my bedroom. So this one is a little smaller and a little different, because in the bedroom there's like, it's a small space, there's kind of a lot of different stations I have things. So our dresser has like the changing pad and diaper changing supplies. So I don't have diaper changing supplies in my basket that I'm gonna have right by my bed. I may decide to add a few diapers in there so I can like easily change a diaper just from the bed. Otherwise, like it will be my husband's job to change diapers, and he can just get up and, you know, walk a few steps to the changing table. But again, I don't know. I may change my mind, and I may at least just add a few diaper changing supplies just in case. I have my snacks in my nightstand. I'm going to organize that nightstand better, and I'll probably give you a little tour of that. So this is kind of similar. I have a different type of nipple cream in this one. I have 3 burp cloths. I have a halo swaddle. I have some little mitts and socks, and then a couple of sleepers in here. And then I also just have his bassinet sheets in here, so if we have to change his bassinet sheets overnight, it's easily accessible. And I also have this different type of swaddle, I guess you could consider it as. I'm not sure what brand it is, but it's this that like their arms go in here, so they're like contained but loosely. I'm trying to have options for different types of swaddles so that we hopefully have whatever it is that he prefers. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is my simple little basket. Like I said, I'm probably gonna make some changes. It doesn't have to be perfect. I want to make our lives easier postpartum. One of the things I might do today is go through and organize my nightstand. And then if I do, I will show you that. That is kind of a quick update on things that I have been doing nesting wise these past few days. I also really quickly wanted to say, this isn't really related to nesting, but just symptoms that I have been experiencing. All of the sudden, starting exactly at 37 weeks, my hips hurt so bad. They feel fine to sit, and that's pretty much the only way they feel fine. Even laying, because of course we have to lay on our side, even that is not the most comfortable. And when I roll over to my other side, like it's so painful. Walking hurts, standing hurts, everything hurts my hips. So I'm thinking that he is dropping. My belly doesn't look visibly like low, but something's going on because my hips hurt so bad. And it's definitely to the point where I'm like, please let this not be 3 more weeks of this, because it's hard to do anything when your hips hurt so bad. And I'm trying to walk 2 miles a day, like a mile in the morning, a mile in the evening. I'm sorry also if you hear pitter pattering, like running around. Bob, my cat, is going crazy. But anyways, yeah, that was just an update on symptoms that have started recently. And the other symptom, I guess, is I think I have decided I have been having some Braxton Hicks. It's so hard because you ask for an explanation of what it could feel like, because it could feel a little different for different people, and you just get, oh, you'll know, just tell me. Just tell me. If you don't know, then just say that. For me, it's hard to really notice if there's tightening or not because of his movements, but I'll feel, I don't know, the skin of my belly like will feel kind of uncomfortable. I guess that's maybe the tightening feeling. I think I'm kind of feeling the tightening, and then with it, sometimes there's like pressure on my cervix and like a crampy feeling in my lower back or my lower belly. And it doesn't last super long, and it's like random. It will happen maybe 3 or 4 times a day, but you know, that's pretty spaced out. That's what I'm gonna call that. I don't know. And I had started experiencing the like period crampy kind of feelings, maybe even starting like 2 weeks ago, but I just kind of ignore stuff and like gaslight myself into it's probably nothing. I know I'm gonna do that with like real contractions too, so I hate that my midwife that I asked to like tell me specifically like what is this gonna feel like, and she's like, oh, you'll know with a capital K. I'm like, you don't know how good I am at gaslighting myself and just pushing through the pain, and just like, and I go, probably nothing. So anyways, that is my complaint. I will let you guys know what contractions and contractions versus Braxton Hicks feel like to me, because I know it can be kind of different for different women, so it's helpful for me anyways to hear what that experience like feels like for different people. Anyways, that's all for my little symptom update. I will see you when I do more nesting. I'm currently in the nursery. As we can see, I'm working on organizing this dresser. So something I want to do again to kind of help preparing for postpartum is I'm going to label the dresser. If people are helping with laundry and whatever, they can actually both like do a load of laundry and like fold and put things away. So I want to label things really well so people know like where to put things. It's easy in our closet. I will show you because we have it organized by size in there. So I don't know if you can see, but I've got these little dividers. So it shows you like, you know, where to put what size. So I want to do something for the dresser so people also know where things go. So I'm going to work on that now, and I'll show you how it turns out. I decided to go ahead and use this basket for his like socks and mitts rather than it taking up space in a drawer. All right, so here is what we ended up doing. I only labeled the newborn stuff because I'm hoping by the time he's wearing the bigger stuff, I don't need people to be helping putting laundry away. So I just have this labeled newborn sleepers / sleep sacks. I don't have a lot in here right now because I kind of have that stuff spread throughout my little baskets that I have set up. And then I just have hats in here too. Like I said, socks and little mitts are in there. And then newborn pants, newborn onesies. You can see that's what we have in there. And then this stuff is all 0 to 3 months. So I got a package from Target. I just got these 2 things, kind of some essentials that were remaining from my list. This is the Freedom Mom delivery and nursing gown. I really wanted to be able to wear like my own clothes and not have to wear the hospital gown, but something still that was like had access points, and it's nice that it's easy for breastfeeding and everything. I'm probably gonna get this washed today or tomorrow so that it is ready. And my plan is to wear this to the hospital. So once I'm in labor and headed over, like I'm just gonna go ahead and wear this and not have to like change into it there. But this is what it looks like. It just comes in one size. It might be a little bit big, I don't know. It's very comfy though. I'm excited to use it. I had looked at a couple of different like labor gowns, and this one was definitely one of the cheapest ones. And it is made of bamboo mostly, 95%. So that's nice. But yeah, very cozy. And then the other thing I got from Target were these diapers. I've been trying to find them. There's a surplus store that I go to that I found a size 2 of these, and like I opened them up after I bought them obviously, and I was really impressed with how absorbent they looked and the elastic and everything, like clean ingredients, but also they look like they would perform really well. They look exactly like Rascal's diapers. So like that absorbent like inner part looks the exact same. The elastic, like they're just cleaner. So if you like Rascal's diapers, these might be a nice cleaner alternative too. But I could not find them like in store anywhere. We don't really have a Target that close to us. So I just ordered these. I just got one box of the size 1. There's 88 diapers in here. It was $30. So not super cheap. But our plan is to start cloth diapering once he's big enough to fit well into cloth diapers. So I'm hoping we don't go through tons of diapers, and I'm hoping to only have to use size 1, but that might be not very realistic. The other thing that we're planning to do as well is elimination communication. So I'm hoping that's gonna be something that will help us go through less diapers. That is my little haul of my couple of things that I got from Target. Yes, hi Bob. Wants to join. Bob, hey, get out. Get